Hi, my name is Matt. I'm the master distiller here at Spirit of York, and let me take this chance to welcome you to the only fully functional distillery in Toronto's historic distillery district. We're currently standing on the malting floor of what was once the world's largest distillery. Since 1832, Gutermann was pumping out vodkas, whiskeys, and gins for the States, Canada, and the rest of the world to enjoy. That shut down around 1990, and no distilling happened here until we moved in May of 2017. All of our production happens right here in this space. Our grain comes in these doors, and we send our finished product right back out these doors to end up on the shelves of your local LCBO. This makes us a true grain-to-glass distillery. Speaking of that grain, we think we have some of the best in the world here in Ontario, and we want you to taste that flavor. That's why we source all our rye from down the street in Scotland, Ontario. Our friendly farmer, Joe, sends us his grain in these large 650 kilo super sacks. This rye grain might not be sweet to taste, but it's actually full of complex sugars called starches. Our goal is to break these sugars down into simpler compounds that the yeast can consume. We do this by lifting it up on this hook, mixing it with water, raising the temperature, and then adding specially designed enzymes which help break some of those tougher bonds. Once we have our simple sugars, we pitch our yeast, which allows for a 5-day fermentation, which achieves about 10% alcohol. Some brewers will use a beer yeast, which gets them a lot of flavor at a low percent alcohol. Some distillers don't care as much about the flavor and want a lot of alcohol quickly. We'll use a distiller's yeast, which gets them 20% alcohol, but with little flavor. We want something in between, so we add a specially made champagne yeast produced for us that gives us 10% alcohol, but with a lot of flavor. The next step is to separate this alcohol from that thick, porridgey 3,000 liter mash. To do this, we're going to use a process called stripping, which we'll learn from Phil.